Hey guys, and welcome to how I upcycled my plant stand. So I bought this a couple of years ago from an auction house. I think I paid £2 or £3 for it, and I've never been quite happy with it. So I knew I wanted to do something to it today, because I wanted to put the display stand that I made in my video before this on top of it. So I wanted to give it a bit of a fresh update. So I'm going to use some of the tiles from Poundland. They're floor tiles, self-adhesive. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just giving it a go. I'm not an expert crafter. I just come up with an idea and then I basically give it a go. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So if you're looking for an expert how to, resurface a piece of furniture, this is definitely not the video for you. But if you want to just see how I did it, then please continue to watch. So there's three tiles in a pack for £1, and I'm just going to start in the middle. I'm just going to place it onto the stand and then mark off with a pen where I'm going to be cutting. So while this is happening, I'll do the usual. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. If you do like what you see, please subscribe. It'd be great if you could. Also, if you like it, give it a thumbs up and feel free to leave a comment. I'll always reply. If you're coming back here, welcome. It's great to see you again, and thank you for your continued support. I've really enjoyed the last couple of weeks since I started this YouTube channel. And basically I'm going through my whole house from top to bottom, redecorating it, resorting it. So if you're interested in seeing how I get on with it and all the different things that I make, then it'd be great for you to keep coming back. So once I've cut the tile, I'm going to make sure that I put the bit that I cut at the back of the stand so that the front of the stand is completely straight. I'm taking off the bit at the back to reveal the self-adhesive, and then I'm just going to pop it into place on the stand. Then we're going to grab another tile and pop it on the end and measure out again where what the cuts will be, and just to make sure that obviously you've got the grain of the wood facing the same direction. Now I couldn't get this to match up. I spent about half an hour trying to match up where the wood effect was, and it just wouldn't work. And I don't know if that's just because the floor tiles that they are, or but to be honest, once I've got everything that I want on top of it, you're not really going to see it anyway. So I just marked again where I'm going to cut, and then I moved the mark onto the back of the white paper and used a ruler to mark out where I was going to be cutting. So once it's cut, you want to try and match it up as best as I could, and it really didn't work, but like I said, it's going to be covered in the end anyway, so it's not really that important. You're not really going to see it that much. And then I just popped it into place, and then did exactly the same thing on the other side of the stand till it was completely covered. And this is what it looked like when it was covered. So obviously you can see where the joins are, but like I said, once I've got my stuff on it, you're not going to see it. So now I'm going to make a garland to go across the front of the stand. I've measured the stand. It is 60 centimeters long and 1 inch wide. So what I did next was I moved us into the living room, and I just got some cardboard off a box, and I'm going to measure out 2 1 inch wide by 30 centimeters bits of card, and then we're going to stick them together. The reason I did this instead of measuring 60 was because I wanted to, it was just easier to do with the 230s, and where I've put the sellotape in the middle is the center of the garland. So I just used a tiny little bit of sellotape and wrapped it around both pieces of cardboard. And then I got some bunches of flowers from the market. They were £1, and I had some bunches left over from another craft that I did from the pound shop. And yeah, we're just going to build up the garland. So using a pair of wire cutters, obviously cut the lengths that you want. You can use any flowers if you were going to do this. And you'll need a glue gun and some tweezers as well. And all I did was I started at one end and mirrored exactly what I did on the left onto the right side of the garland, and then built it up into the middle. I didn't want it to be too far off the edge of the stand, so I just made sure that it was overlapping over the edge of the cardboard slightly. And then with quite a lot of glue, I just glued this into place. It doesn't matter too much about how much glue I put on it, because I knew that I was going to be covering it with other leaves and flowers anyway, so. So then I just did exactly the same thing on the other side. And then I tried moving the camera to get a better look. And then I ended up moving it again. I'm still waiting for a new stand to come, so once it arrives for my phone, I'll be able to film better. But for now, it gives you a general idea of what I did. So once I've glued this end onto the cardboard with a good amount of glue, I will be skipping the video until we reach the center of the cardboard, and then I will show you what I did in the center, and then obviously continue to show you how I built up the garland to go on the front of the stand. So I've got to the center, and I'm just gonna fill in some of the gaps with just small strands of this green foliage. I will speed up the video as well, so it'll take less time. And yeah, I'm just building it up until the cardboard is completely covered with leaves and flowers. So again, just making sure you put quite a bit of glue on. Again, you won't see any of this, so it'll all be covered up, so it doesn't matter how much you put on, but you just want to make sure that everything is nice and secure in place. And then I just popped a bit more glue on just to put a few more pieces in until I was happy. So then I decided to take some darker leaves and I just stripped them off the bunch of flowers, and I'm going to start from one end and just place them on with a bit of glue to layer them up, and I'll do this all the way around from end to end into the center of the garland. Again, just a bit of glue on the back of the leaf and then push into place. And this is just to basically cover up the cardboard so it can't be seen. Like I said, I didn't know what it was going to look like. I just knew that I wanted some flowers on the front of the stand. So I just got out all the bunches that I had and the glue gun and started taking them apart and just built them up until I was happy with the outcome. So I've done both ends, and again I'm still working my way into the middle, and then I decided that I was going to take some of the leaves off the roses, which were in a bunch of 3, and I was going to put them in the middle of the leaves that I've just added, and again work my way into the center. It was just to give it a little bit more coverage. Again, always using tweezers because the glue is extremely hot, and it's just easier to pop things in place. So I finished with all the leaves. I got into the centre and decided to add 2 of the sets of 3 leaves, just to finish covering the cardboard. And then once that was done, it was time to get on to the fun bit of adding the flowers. Now I did pick up some gems and embellishments that I thought that I might add onto it, but in the end I decided to just leave it with the flowers. I didn't want to put too much on it, so I decided quickly that it was just going to be leaves and flowers for this. So I let it dry, and then after it had dried for a bit, I decided to start trying to find out where I wanted to put the flowers. I had an idea that where I'd put the bunches of 3 leaves was where I was going to put a rose. I had some little white flowers, blossoms I think they are, some white roses that were closed, and I also had some white roses that were open as well, which I was trying to find because I couldn't find them and they were on the floor. So, and these ones that are open. So I first started off by putting a rose where there was the bunch of 3 leaves. I'd cut off some of the blossoms, so there was 2, and then I had some single ones that were left, and then I just pulled off the roses off the stems, and really simple to do so that it was easy to glue them on. So I just cut the stem off right at the base of the rose, and I used some glue on the base and then popped a rose where there was 3 of the leaves. So I'm going to skip the video in a little bit just so that we can get to the point where all the roses are in place. So I've popped all the closed roses on that I wanted, and now I'm just going to take the blossoms and I'm going to place them just where I think I want them to go. I'm not going to stick them in yet until I'm happy with it. So I just loosely placed them where roughly I wanted them to be, and then once I was happy that the spaces were filled, I then got the glue gun out and attached them under the leaves so that you couldn't see the glue. And then once I was happy, I started to glue them in, and I did exactly the same on the right hand side that I did with the left. So once they're all glued into place, I wanted to pop some of the open roses in the center. I decided to just add 4, so I just put a huge amount of hot glue in the center and then placed the 4 roses how I wanted them. And just press them into place and let them dry. And then I just wanted to pop some more of the blossoms and the roses in the places where there was some space, just to fill it out a little bit. So again, I could have used embellishments here, but I decided to just stick with the flowers. Sometimes you can go a little bit overboard, so I'm going to be doing another craft for the bathroom to go at the side of this stand. I was going to film it tomorrow, but I've used all the flowers that I bought for it, so I'm going to have to go back and get some more. So tomorrow I think I'm going to do a pound land haul for my Monday video. And then I'll do that video probably on a Wednesday or a Thursday and get that up by the end of the week. I'm hoping to do 1 haul video every week and 2 or 3 craft videos. One that's like a 5-minute easy craft, and then one that's a little bit more in depth. And we'll just see how that goes. But at the moment, I'm just really enjoying being really creative and getting to share it with you guys, and hopefully inspire somebody to, you know, do things themselves instead of spending a load of money on stuff. You know, you can make things that look way more expensive than they actually cost, and that you're more happy with because you created it. So once all the flowers were in place and the garland was finished, I decided that I was going to use glue dots. These are from Poundland, but it's just the same as double-sided tape, and I was going to pop these on the stand and then push the garland into place. So I'll take you back into the bathroom now, and then you can see how I've done this. So I've added a strip of the glue dots. I'm going to take the back off, and then I'm going to stick the garland into place. I haven't got a stand, like I said, so I'm going to show me taking the back of the tape off, and then I'm going to push it into place and you'll see the finished product. So that's it. That's what it looks like once it's done. So it's got my stand on that I made in my previous video, if you want to see how I did that. Obviously it's got the garland on the front, the pine flooring on the top, and then just some other accessories that I've collected over the years. So I hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, I look forward to doing my next project and filming it. Thank you everybody for your time. Take care, and I'll see you all soon.